Well, in any language, that was another brilliant evening snooker on Eurosport. Another nail-biter, another decider, another night well spent at the snooker. No player there ever found more daylight than one frame. Carter came from behind, Zhao came from behind twice. Carter brought it back to 4-all, and then bang, there was no more room at the captain's table. He goes through against a really impressive young new star of snooker. His day will come, but the evening belonged to Ali Carter. Let's have a look at what's happening on the other tables. Wow, just have to catch your breath. Well, Martin Gould shot out at least a 3-0 lead in that game when I was looking. Ricky Walden showing real guts. That's at 4-3 and back in the balance, as is Ryan Day against Robin Hull. If you've paid your money to be at the Temperdome tonight, you're getting your value and then some. And Tom Ford, a 1-4-7 in the last 32 to knock out Peter Ebden, has now taken out the Northern Ireland Open champion Mark King and conqueror of Ronnie 5-2 to book his place in quarter-finals night tomorrow night live on Eurosport. Right, guys, where do we start with that, Ronnie? You go first. So, a great evening.
What a summary of the whole match.
What do you think?
I think maybe 2 months ago, Zhao would have probably lost that game 5-1. Tonight, he's come out losing that 5-4, so I think he's got to take a lot of good stuff out of that he was able to battle, because he's not a battler, he's more of a flair type of player, but he's going to have to learn to win matches like that, and if he can get over matches like that, then he can become a tournament winner. But I think Ali showed his experience, and you know, there was a bit of pressure, I think, on Ali playing a young guy that we all hyping up a bit, so you have to give Ali massive credit, because he played a strong match too, so I think it was a very good match to watch as well.
A huge amount of credit, because as Ronnie was saying in the mid-session interval, he'd be kicking himself, Ali, that it went in a 2-all. He would have expected to be 3-1 up. He'd have blamed himself for that. He then finds himself 4-3 down. So at any level, you've got to dig deep against any player in the professional circuit, and he did that.
He knows the game, you know. He turned pro in '96, and that's before Zhao was even born. So he's got plenty of experience. He's been in 2 world finals. He's come on the wrong side of this guy in both of those. He knows the game inside out. So things like that he's going to put up with. You know, as far as Zhao is concerned, it was one shot in the last frame. You might look at it later on, where he just went through the bunch and went off into this pocket here, and that was that, you know. And really, it's 1 or 2 shots here or there.
Well, here he is, hardly a hair out of place. Congratulations, Ali. How you doing?
Cheers. Yeah, right now.
Well, we had an outstanding night. You were, you know, you were coming from behind, then he was coming back at you. You find yourself 1 frame away from losing. You put 2 in a row. Just talk me through it from your perspective.
Yeah, I felt like I let him off the hook, really. I was 3-2 in front and should have been 4-2, and you know, he's a great talent. He just plays like he don't care, a bit like Ronnie. You know, he's got all the potential there, definitely. But I knew I had to play to my strengths. You know, I heard what Ronnie said. I've got to play to, you know, hard match snooker against him, and you know, I just my experience won it in the end. Really, that was about it.
Do you think that's what it was? Maybe saw it in frame 2, for example. You know, that moment, and it was just those little key moments where the amount of hours you spent around the table paid off.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I played a good shot here, really thin safety. My safety was good all night, really, and that's what won me. I played a good couple of good shots in the last frame, swung it round the angles and stuck him behind the yellow. Those sort of shots, you know, win the game, really. I know you've got to pot the balls when you get in, but if you, you know, mess those sort of things up, then you get beat easy.
Jimmy was so excited watching the last frame. He was dancing up and down. What a brilliant...
you know, he's one of these type of players, you know, you don't want to leave him anything, do you? You know, especially the case game, the 9th frame. The red he's potted to go to each of you. You want him to go for that all day long, don't you? But, you know, he's a great talent. I think, if anything, he hits him a little bit too hard when he gets under pressure, you know, like he tried to smash a red in there. And the red, the last game where he's gone through the pack and White's gone off, there's no way you have to hit it hard, do you?
No,
you know?
The table's like glass, but I mean, I said I let him off the hook at 3-2. His long game is his strength, and you know, that's the first thing that goes when you're under pressure, and he was spraying him about all over the place in the end, but you know, it was just glad to get through.
What's it like playing against, you know, prodigious talent like that is raw, erratic and majestic all in the 1 frame? Because you had a couple of great facial expressions. When he had that long red, they cut up a shot of you just smiling.
Yeah, watched.
Yeah, I mean, it's you'd pot that shot probably 1 or 2 in 10 on a table like that that's absolute glass, and he's rolling it in dead weight and leaving me the frame. Do you know what I mean? But you know,
where do you think your game is at the moment, though? Because you're a tournament winner. And we're
Yeah.
sitting here looking at the draw and we're thinking, if you play your game, we would all fancy you to get through there. So where do you think your game is at the moment? Do you feel like you're playing well enough to get to the final?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think I do. I just putting myself under a bit of pressure maybe, and got to try and loosen up and getting in the way of myself a little bit when I'm getting in winning positions. But you know, like I said, I've dug it out before and I've won tournaments. I'm a bit of a grafter now, so you know, I feel like I can do it all. I can dig it out and graft, or I can sort of like score heavy.
Yeah, but winning a match like that is a really dangerous opponent, you know, because you don't really know what he's going to do, you know. So, like, to dig deep from 4-3 down now, you must think you can win the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I said to my missus on the phone earlier, I said the draw's opened up. Obviously, Ronnie got beat. I'd have met him in the quarterfinals. Robertson's got turned over today. You know, Judd and John Higgins are not here, so you know, it's like I said, it's open, but you've got to put the balls to win, and you know, that's not always easy.
But even though you've mentioned, sorry,
no, that can actually add more pressure sometimes when the draw opens up, doesn't it? Hang on, all these guys are going, this is mine now, and you think, oh, you're going to be the next one. You can go the other way,
yeah,
can't it?
exactly. But I mean, you know, I know I've won tournaments and that, but I'm not one of the big favourites in an event. But you know, sometimes that's been a nice place to be.
But even though you've mentioned all them names like Higgins, Trump, and not in it, you still must fancy winning tournaments if they're still in the draw, surely.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So maybe it's not a good idea if you look at the draws. Just go and play the balls, and you know, get your name on that trophy. Cause,
well, that'd be nice.
You're class act. So
cheers.
You've done that already.
Yeah,
exactly. You've done that already this season. You know, it's like the winter ranking tournament this season, and there's been a lot of, you know, going deep into tournaments in the third rounds and stuff. So is it a season that on the whole, like the guys have been saying before the game, you know, he's had a good year, but at the same time, you know, the potential's there to have a brilliant year?
Yeah, definitely. I won a tournament early on, and the boys will tell you that when you get one out of the way early on, you think, yeah, I want to kick on now and win 2 or 3. But they're not easy to win, are they? And you know, like I'm in the quarterfinals now, just one ball at a time, and just see what happens.
What's your perspective like, that one thing there? Because obviously you've had 2 really big illnesses that have set you back, and you're still here fighting. You're still successful. You know, a lot of players would love to have your CV. But as your perspective on things now, because you look relaxed, you look comfortable, you look happy with things.
You know, obviously I get a little bit annoyed when I let myself down and don't play well, but with regards to, like, coming back, obviously I dropped out the top 16, and you know, I dropped down about 30 odd in the world, and I just said to myself, look, you know, forget the illness, forget where you have been. If you're good enough, you'll get back in the top 16. If you're not good enough, you won't.
Perfect attitude.
And I thought, I set myself a little test, if you like. I thought, well, come on then, yeah, if I'm good enough, we'll get there. Don't worry about it. And it only took me a season to get back in. So.
And listen, that is as big as any tournament win. That, I'm sure, is pleasurable as any trophy you can live above your head. That, you know, that personal dedication, that fighting back, you know, that goal that you set yourself and reaching it, it's worth more than probably any check in the back pocket.
Yeah,
Don't know about that one.
Yeah, well, yes, steady on.
He likes it ready too.
Let's have a look at some tweets coming in. So we try in Eurosport Alley to make sure everyone watching can get involved. That screen's way too far away for me to read. Xintong will be a world champion in the next 3 years if he cuts out the rash shots. Exciting player to watch. Great for snooker. Well, I mean, I think, Michael, that's a sign of how excited people are to watch it. Is he kind of maybe a little bit like when Judd Trump first came on the scene? Is there, I mean, Neil, you were saying a few similarities maybe?
Well, Judd Trump's not won the world title yet, and everyone said he would, so you can never say that he is going to win it. He could win it, but 3 years might be a bit soon.
I don't believe talent's enough to win a world championships. I think you need a lot more than that. If that's all he's got is talent, then he won't be world champion. He's got to work hard at his game. He's got to be able to do it under the cosh, and you know, he's got to become a more balanced player. I think, you know, you can't pot your way through every match. Impossible.
But as you said, you know, he's improved in like 3 months. You know, when you know, if he'd have played Ali how he was playing 3 months ago, they lost 5-0, 5-1 You know, but he's competed in most areas, and he's finding a good cue ball when he does play a good safety shot. He's getting the right line, so he's improved. And everything. I think 3 years, but who knows? You know, he could go and win it. He
can't win the next 3 years. Ronnie's winning next year. Ali's winning the year after. The whirlwind's winning in 3.
You're not playing again, are you?
He'll be getting his cue out if he thinks he's going to win.
No chance.
I think anyone, to say anyone's going to win the World Championships is a big statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good fan tweet, so I love it. Hashtag German Masters, they come straight to us. Well done, my friend, the captain. That's you, my friend.
Is that me? Nice,
through to the quarters of the German Masters. Happy days. That's from David. You know David?
I do. He's a Eurosport man.
Happy days.
Okay.
Well, aren't they all? Aren't they all, Ali? So you get to be involved in what Ronnie says is one of the best nights in the snooker calendar, quarterfinals night at the Temperdrome in there, all 4 tables going buzzing. You know, that's what it's all about. That's what all the hard work's about, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. I'm one of the lucky ones. I haven't got 2 matches tomorrow. I've only just got the 1 to play. And I was saying to Ricky Walden as we was walking over that sometimes if you've got 2 to play and you have a close match in the afternoon, you've got no time to prepare and it's easy to get a bit fatigued.
Listen, thank you for joining us. This is what Ali was talking about, because we're back on air tomorrow afternoon with the last 4 final 16 games for you, and then we are back tomorrow night with the quarterfinals night. But first of all, we've got to get the last 16s out of the way. That's 12:45. We're on air UK time. That's in Eurosport 1, and Bingham against Gilbert as our featured match. But hey, what a night. It was all about the international language of snooker, and in the end, it was the Englishman here, Ali Carter, that had the final word. Good night.